Boy, I'll tell you what, you've gone from, like, not taking notes at all to... You gotta pick up a mic. Don't... At what
Wait,
point...
I'm new.
Hold on.
I'm brand new.
This is episode 40 of the Totally Spoiled podcast.
I'm really focused right now.
We are almost a year into the Totally Spoiled podcast.
Oh, Jesus, that's scary.
And you're still not picking up the microphone to talk?
What's in my hand right now?
Oh, my God.
You putting me on blast again?
And I'm the broken down one.
Uh-huh.
Like, I am, like, completely broken down.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that, actually? Because I'd love to talk about
we'll
how
talk
broken
about that
down
coming
you are.
up. We'll talk about that coming up. Have you seen, by the way, Jack Whitehall Travels with My Father on Netflix?
What?
Okay, we're going to talk about that coming up.
Okay.
Jack possibly cheating on Rebecca?
No, that's not a thing.
We're going to talk about that coming up. Shows that are returning and ending in 2019, and there's a long list, you were saying.
Oh, yeah. Get ready.
Oh, man.
Super psyched about one. I think you will be, too. That's all I'm saying so far.
I can't wait to hear that, because
yeah.
I haven't seen the list.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to hear this.
Super
At Brian
psyched.
Fink, at April on Air, thank you so much for subscribing and following the Totally Spoiled podcast. And make sure, because you get a notification whenever we pop up a new show, you get a notification letting you know, hey,
We're here to make your life great.
brand new episode of the Totally Spoiled podcast. And, of course, on your smart speaker, hey, Alexa, play the latest episode of the Totally Spoiled podcast. Yeah, I am a broken down man. Like, you know how, like, when you're going through stuff that is just exhausting, like health issues, that it just wears on you?
Oh, I get it.
So you know I've been dealing with headaches, for like 20-plus years.
Yeah.
Migraines and clusters. And they actually came back like 3 weeks ago, I want to say. And I've been on like every medication for migraines. Like literally every medication for my migraines. Like from the weaker ones to the very strong preventative ones that are like bipolar medications that they use for migraines as well. So I was on that. It was actually called Depakote, which a friend of mine who also said she was on Depakote said that when she was on it, her hair was falling out in clumps.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm like, well, maybe that explains it.
This makes sense, guys. This makes sense.
Holy crap, and I thought I was just going bald. Who knew it was the Depakote? Anyway, so I've been off Depakote for a long time because I was on this really strong medication and the headaches were still coming on. So I went to a neurologist. I'm like, dude, why am I on this medication if I'm still getting the headaches?
So I was going to actually ask you about this, and I totally forgot. I'm a horrible friend at the moment.
No, I'm kidding.
Look, highlighter, pink sock guy. Look,
I need you to reel it in. That's for the next story.
I need you to reel it in.
April has been amazing. Like, literally everything I've been going through, she texts me. She's like, are you okay? Do you need any? No, you're an amazing friend.
Dang, I guess I'm paying you well for this.
So go ahead. No,
I'm a concerned friend. I care as much as you want to think I don't. So I was in New York this past weekend, which we'll go into kind of talking about that and tying that in kind of with holiday travel and whatnot. So my friend, her mother, who lives in Pennsylvania, struggles from migraines as well.
God, I feel
and
for her.
It's crazy because she lives in cold weather, and you know how we were talking about how cold weather triggers yours?
Right.
So she's like the opposite. It's warm weather.
Right.
So that's why.
Go ahead.
It's knowing your environment.
Right. Well, it's not actually the cold and warm weather. It's the pressure changes. That's what's causing it. It's the barometric pressure.
I was going to say, how much of a different, if, let's say Florida compared to Mexico and Mexico City specifically, there's a huge...
I haven't done the research on barometric pressure.
Well, let me tell you, friend, it's a big, big change.
Okay.
From here to Pennsylvania or New York, is there really that big of a change?
Well, no. What it is it's the... okay, so when I say it's not the cold and warm weather, it's not the actual weather, it's the weather changes. So when the weather changes, there's obviously barometric pressure that causes it to. That's what causes my migraines. Because the way I know that is because my migraines only come around at certain times of the year. So my clusters are like certain points which coincide with when our quote unquote seasons change here in Florida.
Yeah,
so
we're like in the 40s today. Mind you, we're like completely covered from head to toe here.
And we were in the 80s yesterday.
Yeah, and we go back up to high 70s Friday. This is why we're all getting sick in Florida, friends.
Yeah. And so I went to my new doctor, and because I use Botox, because Botox is used for the treatment of migraines.
And I remember asking you if that was still working or if you think you became immune to it because you've been doing it for a while.
Well, yes, I have, but I haven't been. I haven't been keeping up with it, and I think that's what maybe some of the problem is.
Okay.
But I did just recently get it done again before I went to South Carolina.
Yeah.
Somebody told me, though, that if you stop doing it, it takes a while to recoup. So I'm hoping I'm still kind of like if you like stop medication and then you have to start it up again, it takes a while to build up in your body.
I had to be consistent for 10 years on allergy shots.
Holy crap.
And to date, like, let's pretend this is wood, even though it's probably not. Because of it, let me tell you, I stopped when I was 15, I think. I started super young. My allergies will come and go, but it's literally life-changing day and night.
Oh, I bet.
But it was literally going every week, twice a week to then down to one a week. It was like I was on a like series of events, like timetable stuff. But yeah, and now because of it, because I was super consistent with it, like knock on wood, it never has to like happen again. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, it whatever it was, freaking 10 years of shots, I guess, did it.
Well, I've not only been doing the Botox, but there's also these brand new injection preventative medicine that's just hit the market. So preventative medicine up until this point has been like all different pills.
Yeah.
Now they've passed along these self-injecting preventative treatments, which I've heard a lot of good things about them.
You inject
It's an actual needle.
But you do it yourself.
You do it yourself.
Pass.
And the only time I've ever dealt with injections in the past was the Imitrex injection, which is for migraines. It's like an EpiPen. You literally just put it up against your skin. No, it's really easy. You just put it up against your skin, you push a button. And it goes in, and then it's a small needle. It's nothing crazy. It's really easy because you don't you're
kinda
not
like
puncturing the
those
skin.
That prick like your fingers.
For sugar levels.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's not bad. So you're saying EpiPen and that needle's lethal.
Well, this new one is an actual, like, heroin-looking needle. It's like...
Look, I've got people questioning my behavior as is. I don't need them looking in my purses and finding needles and be like, what the F, April? This explains a lot. No. No.
I'll tell you
I don't need more people questioning me.
One thing I did learn, and so I got the medication early in the morning. I couldn't take it until I got home because I was here at the station, and you need to like clean and you need to be ready. And I mean, I had that needle with me all day, and I was psyching myself up all day to do the injection. And I get home and I'm like, I'm pacing when I'm at home. I'm like, I could do this. Because you're literally like I learned that I can never be a junkie. Never. But I sat there and I pinched the skin. I pinched the skin and I mean, my technique was horrible.
You need that other person with you to just be like, damn it.
Do it.
Push the button for you.
If you were a good friend, you would be sitting there cheerleading next to me. Do it.
I told you.
I'd be like, okay.
So
okay,
dramatic.
It's not that dramatic. But,
so dramatic.
But I felt like that. So that's the headache portion of me being broken down. I don't know how this turned into totally health with Brian Fink and April.
My 10-second comment to that, though, all to come to this point, my friend's mother has tried I think it's CBD oil. It's an oil.
Yeah, CBD. Oh, wait, no, CBD. Yeah, CBD. Did you say CBD?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we okay?
No, you said CDB. It's CBD.
No.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Let's go back to the tape. It's CBD oil. CBD.
That thing.
And yeah, a lot of people no, I haven't.
You should probably try that because she also said she had tried everything. And it's an oil.
Yeah.
It's an oil. It's quick and easy. I say recommend it.
A couple of my friends take
recommend it.
CBD oil. A couple of my friends actually produce CBD oil and have said that they'll send me some to try it out, which I'm all about.
Yeah.
The problem is that so CBD there's different versions of it. There's some that are the like with legalized marijuana, and that you have to have the card for with I think THC. and that's what you have to have the card for.
Yeah.
So but I'm all about that. If that's gonna help, yeah, absolutely.
It's worth a shot.
Anything is worth.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about it and thinking about, I was like, God, I need to tell him. And then you just saying that was like, oh, remember when you came into my office the other day? That's what it was. And I was like, what do I need to tell this guy?
Gotcha.
That's what it was.
This guy.
What do I need to tell him?
Well, I mean,
go.
I told you, I'm all about trying anything.
Yeah.
And I think I told you that if somebody came to me and said, listen, I can get rid of your migraines and clusters forever, but you need to inject heroin straight into your eyeball like once a month, I'd be like, sign me up, dude!
No!
Sign me up!
No!
That's how
Okay, we took this too far.
But that's how bad they are. If somebody said to me that you can travel to Africa and eat a small baby there and it'll solve all your headaches,
don't
I am like booking
end
my
that
flight.
Conversation
like
right
I am
now.
checking like cheapflights.com to see how quick I can get to Africa.
So now I'm not going to be the only one questioned by
right,
by
the authorities.
FDA or whoever has to deal with humans and babies.
Besides the headaches,
Guys,
as you can
let's
see
take this
by
out of the
my
podcast.
stylish slides and pink compression socks.
I'm not going to lie. I decided to be the better person and not put you fully on blast.
I don't care.
I was going to print a picture out of your foot with like the redness and the bruising and just like hang it right in front of the Totally Spoiled.
Why? I thought you were going to say you were going to like hang it all over the building. I'm like, oh,
ooh, you give
that
me
would
a
be
good
disgusting.
idea.
Like nobody wants to see that.
I like that a lot,
I think we talked
actually.
about it last Tuesday. I got hit by a line drive when I was pitching.
Right.
I was joking about it because, it opened up. It was sore. I was all like,
Wait,
it's
I'm
gonna
sorry,
be,
I'm sorry, what?
I was joking about it because it was sore. I'm like, okay, I took a knock. Great. Like Thursday and Saturday, I went to the gym. I did cardio. I did it up. I was on the elliptical. I was on the bike.
So you're putting weight on it and doing everything you should not have done.
There was nothing that bad yet. So I was like, okay, I'm good. Well, fast forward to yesterday where it hurts when I stand and my entire leg from here to here is bruised.
So elbow down right before the ankle, basically.
Elbow? That's your... What the... Can we hop in a time machine and see where you learned anatomy? Because if you think this is your elbow...
They both are like hinges. All right, moving forward.
Wow. Yes, from my
forward.
knee, from a little below my knee down is all bruised. It is it is completely blown up around my ankle. There's that inner blood in the foot, and right here it is so sore.
I've got to say though, friend, at least you don't have a swollen softball down there. It does look a lot better.
Oh, it's gotten a lot. Yeah, the swelling has definitely got a lot better because I've been icing it. I've been taking, ironically, ibuprofen because of my headaches. So the ibuprofen, I'm on a schedule, and now it's for that too. But I've been icing it. I've been keeping it elevated. I've had the compression, the 90-year-old grandma compression socks on.
Love it.
So yeah, so I've been good. Yeah, so it has been. I couldn't play last night, even though I really I'm like, guys, I'm gonna show up. You're gonna
Did you go?
No, I didn't go, and we lost.
It's your fault.
I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't say this because it lives forever in a podcast.
Yep, do it.
I'm kind of glad they lost. Because if they would have won their first game when I wasn't there,
that would have been awesome.
That would have been heartbreaking. I would be like, guys,
Hilarious.
I'm not even showing up again. I don't think any of them listen to the Totally Spoiled podcast, but if they do, I'll be honest. I was just a little. I texted them like, so did we win? And they're like, no, we lost. I'm like, I mean, because
what a horrible teammate.
I want us to win, but I want to be there for it. I want to be a part of it.
Of the experience.
Yeah.
You don't want to feel left out.
Yeah,
oh, Jesus.
exactly.
At the expense of his health.
I don't even know if this episode we're going to be talking much TV because of all the health issues.
We'll get there.
Really quickly, let's talk about this absolutely tragic story of this Tampa girl who was found murdered in Costa Rica, which I haven't been following a lot of it. I've just seen like a lot of my friends, I guess, were either friends of hers or friends of friends.
So I mean, I have no relation to this girl. Her name was Carla. What's crazy about it, even to further go into, because I've heard about it, but you know when you hear things through Facebook or like Twitter or people commenting, you don't really fully get the full story.
Right, absolutely.
You know, so I had to do a little bit more of digging and researching. And what was kind of surprising to me is, so the news has released who they believe this person is.
It was a security guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not even confirmed that it's her. So that's
No,
crazy.
it is confirmed now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no.
What I read about 4 or 5 hours ago is that it hadn't been confirmed
Everything
yet.
I saw this morning,
Really?
yeah, from what I saw,
Okay.
like relatives ID'd the body.
So they did get to that point already, because
Yeah.
they were in the process of IDing it, and also they had done some dental work to see if it matched Carla's.
Everything I saw this morning said that it was her.
So that must have been a little bit more recent, because I did some research last night, kind of pulled it up earlier this morning, but that's been a few hours, so
Right.
that could be very much it.
Yeah, and the suspect is, I guess, a security guard at the apartment that
Where she was renting.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she's been there, if I'm not
was it
mistaken,
a
since like
security guard?
June. I think it was a security
or like,
guard.
And or neighbor. I think
I think it was a security guard.
Oh, God.
And, you know, it's such a tragic story, but the reason I really want to talk about it is because you've taken trips to other countries by yourself.
Yeah.
And I haven't. Like I've taken like road trips by myself, or like trips to other states by I've never been, besides like Hawaii
Yeah.
and Canada where I was born, I've never been out of North America. So it's insane to me, and I want to pick your brain.
I'll say this much. I'm not going to stop traveling, because that's something that makes me so incredibly happy. It's educational, it's invigorating, it's something you do for yourself.
And I do want to do it at some point.
Yeah. I mean, I've told you this before. I 100% endorse it and recommend anyone to be smart about it, be safe about it. But even then, there's no guarantee. Nothing can or cannot happen to you. It's funny, because just about traveling and whatnot, a lot of my close friends or even coworkers, you know, because we have to put in out of office and
Right.
whatnot, they, you know, they'll know I'm gone. And a really sweet lady from traffic was saying, you know what, my husband and I were just thinking about you yesterday with this current story about Carla, the Tampa girl that had gone missing. And she's like, April, God bless your heart and your adventurous ways, but just please be careful. Because as you know, I've told you, I've gone to Thailand by myself. I've gone to Mexico, several places within the States. And yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking, you know, and some of these places, Mexico, and especially now, isn't the safest. They say not to even travel in pairs.
Right.
You know, Thailand, I was maybe 30 minutes from like the red light district. And I go and I try to be as safe and alert of my environment, but you can't, that still doesn't guarantee that you're going to be safe.
Yeah, there's no way to guarantee your safety in anything you do.
Not even in your own home.
Like, not even in your own home. Not even walking across the street. There is no way that you could be 100% safe that nothing is going to happen.
Yeah.
Have you ever run into situations where you've been by yourself and you've, like, either seen something or experienced something?
Oh, I can tell you from a super local perspective. So in Thailand, let me backtrack for a second. In Thailand, everyone was so sweet, so incredibly sweet. And I was in a tiny little town of Phuket, and they have tons of little different markets, and they try to get you to, you know, to buy, you know, their products or whatever. And because I stick out like a sore thumb, you know, there were certain places or some of the guys that, you know, would try to converse, and they maybe knew very, very little bit of English. And there was this one guy, it was harmless, but kept trying to get me to come back. And I'm assuming I didn't fully understand what he was communicating to me. It was primarily for the product or whatever. But he started like following me and kind of signaling like, hey, come here. And he kept following me. And at first, I just kind of laughed it off and said, no, thank you. Like, no, thank you. Well, he kept, and then I turned back and I did like the signal, like, stop, I'm good. Like the crossing across the head and the stop with the hand. And I think he could tell from my stern look and signs like, hey, I need you to stop. I'm not interested in whatever it is you're selling or want me to do. And then he stopped. But again, to prove my point that you're not even guaranteed safety 100% in your own home or town. When I used to live in North Carolina, and this story still haunts me per se to date, I lived maybe a half a mile from a Target. This was in North Carolina, right in the Research Triangle area, known to be super safe. Went to Target, because I was like, I wanted some snacks, and my mom was like, all right, just go, hurry on back. I was in middle school, I believe, somewhere within like the 14, 15 year old range.
And honestly, back then, I mean, you can kind of do that. Like,
it was much safer. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago. This guy, and mind you, I was literally like in baggy sweatpants. I had like my hair up in a bun. Like literally, I was going to grab snacks. And I don't think much of it. I got from my house into the store. I go find my snacks first, and I'm just kind of there. And this is like when the iPods, like not iPods, iPods, like the red Nano. Do you remember when that was really big? So they were featuring it. I mean, I vividly remember all of this, and I was like, let me go check this out. Like, I don't have, my mom can wait. I'll be back in a few minutes. If not, I can call her. I had my phone on me. You know how sometimes you can feel someone following you, but you don't see anyone? So I kind of felt that when I was coming in, and it was kind of looping around the Starbucks entrance, which is right by the front of the Target. Didn't see or think anything of it. Still kind of felt like a little weird. Fine in the snack aisle. I come to like where the electronics are. It was a little bit emptier. The store was close to closing. And all of a sudden, he made himself very apparent, and I was going through each aisle, and there he was, and literally looking at me.
Oh, God.
I won't go through one aisle, he was there. The other one, right there behind me. Until, I kid you not, Brian, this guy laid his hands on me and grabbed me by my hand.
Oh, my God.
And I switched off super fast, and I was like, let go of me. He kept following me, and I ran to one of the security guys that was like, from the front of the store, and lo and behold, the guy wasn't there anymore.
Wow.
But not only did he proceed to follow me at some point, not until I fully noticed that I was by the electronics aisle, and then he made it a purpose to literally straight look me in the eye and proceed to lay his hands on me until I was able, thankfully, to forcefully yank him off of me and run towards the front. Because, most of the stores have like security guards or whatnot, especially when it's close to closing. And lo and behold, this coward was nowhere to be seen. And
you did you report it to the cops or anything?
Oh, I told them. Well, not the cops, like so sorry, correction. Maybe I should have, and I didn't.
Yeah.
By that point,
obviously he was looking for somebody.
Yeah. By that point, needless to say, I waited. I told my mom. My mom was like mad, not necessarily at me, but like, this is why I tell you, like to not go out that late. And she's right. I mean, I'm kind of mocking my mom, and I mean it in the most loving and respectful way, but she's right. And if that was 10 years ago, like to wrap that up, needless to say, I called her and I told her to pick me up, and she did. Don't know whatever happened to that guy, if they ever found him in the store, if there's more stories to tell of it. God forbid, I hope not. But to this day, that story still, like, I'm that person that goes into stores or wherever I'm going. I'm not on my phone. As soon as I get out of my car until I go to wherever I'm at, I'm not looking down at my phone. I'm aware of where I'm going, which I think is a custom that has carried on with me, even when I travel alone or not alone, more so when I am alone.
God, that's so crazy.
But yeah, and that was 14, 15-year-old me. I was a little twat muffin.
That is so...
I was a little twat. I was a brat.
Great, now I got to put the explicit warning on the podcast now.
Because I said twat.
Stop! This isn't the UK.
Or or muffin because
My God.
because muffins are really
well,
good.
it's kind of like a hard transition, but you're speaking about Thailand. This show, Jack Whitehall, Travels with My Father.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix. So Jack Whitehall is a stand-up comic, and he's a British stand-up comic.
Oh,
and
cool.
he decides to take a year or however long and go traveling with his father.
That's awesome.
His father is this proper British old man who is always in suits, who is very proper, doesn't like foreign stuff, and like the first place they go is Bangkok.
Get out. One of my favorites.
And
gotta
he
say.
books him in like a hostel, and they show up to the hostel, and Dad's like, nope.
out.
And walks out and literally goes to like a 5-star hotel and books it.
Get out.
So the series, I've watched 2 episodes. It is really funny because they are complete opposites. And so he takes them to like different stuff. And like the first one, they went down to the market. They had some food down there, which the dad was not about. They did like different things. They went to a kind of a spa, which turned out to be crazy.
Oh my.
It was, and the other episode that I saw, they went to this religion, like monks, not a church, but like a monastery type thing. Yeah, temple,
like a
temple. It was an amazing temple. Like this place was
They're so
gorgeous,
elaborate.
and so you learn like a lot of history with it too, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But it is like pee in your pants funny.
I gotta check this out. You said it's on what?
On Netflix.
Okay.
And it's like 30-minute episodes.
So it's quick and easy.
And there's like 2 seasons of it already.
Okay.
You need to check it out.
I definitely do.
What I was actually planning on doing last night, because I was so upset about my leg and not being able to play.
I thought you were going to say you were so upset that This Is Us isn't airing anymore.
Yeah, that too. not anymore, just till January 15th.
I know.
Be careful.
Even
Even my mom called me and she goes, so you ready for our show? I'm like,
Mom.
no. Try to pay attention. Try to pay attention to the Totally Spoiled
Are you
podcast.
listening us?
I mean,
Are
Mom.
listening to us?
Come on, Mom.
Aw.
No. Yes, I was upset about that. I was upset about not being able to play because of my leg. My plan was to get drunk and start watching The Wonder Years.
I remember you actually mentioning at least that first portion in my office yesterday. So
About getting
neither
drunk?
happened?
Nothing happened.
Neither happened.
No, nothing happened.
Disappointing.
I'm boring. I know. But The Wonder Years is on Hulu, and I don't have Hulu. So, but I want to at some point.
I could give you the code.
Yeah, I mean, I'll find. Yeah, you can give me the code.
Just kidding.
I want to watch like because did you ever see The Wonder Years when it was originally
No,
on? Oh my God!
I've heard all about it, but I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
You have to watch The Wonder Years. It was
What is it about exactly?
It's about the main character is Fred Savage, Kevin, and it's about him kind of growing up in a family and his stories of like going to school and everything, his friends and everything, and he has like an inner monologue, kind of like How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
And it was and is such an amazing show that I want to go back and like rewatch. And the music is amazing. It's from like the 70s and the 60s. It is so good. And what's even crazier is when I was growing up, I was actually kind of living The Wonder Years because there was a girl in 6th grade, Whitney. I don't want to say her last name because she still lives in Tampa.
Oh, my.
But Whitney, when she liked me, I didn't like her. And when I liked her, she didn't like me.
Newsflash, that still happens nowadays, and it still happens in our ages.
And that's what the Wonder Years was like because there was.
I think I'd like this.
It was Kevin and Winnie, and they had like a back and forth kind of. It was so good.
Oh my God!
You have to watch it.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
so those
binge
two
it.
things, those 2 things are added to my list.
Binge it.
They're added to my list.
By the way, Jack might be cheating on Rebecca.
Yeah, no, please don't repeat that ever again.
Have you seen?
That's fake news. Fake news. I'm putting it out there because the day that happens, I'm throwing in the towel. I'm out.
Have you seen the trailer for Second Act?
No, I haven't.
It's a new movie with J-Lo.
Yeah.
And Milo Ventimiglia. And I saw one of the
Wait, Milo's in it?
Yes. And I saw the teaser pop up on the gram, and it starts with Milo walking towards a shower, and I'm like, oh, this is like an upcoming episode of he's got the mustache and everything. I'm like, oh, this is an upcoming episode of This Is Us. And then they turn and it's J-Lo in the shower. I'm like, Jack! How could? But that's
Wait, is this why you say he's cheating on Rebecca? Get out. Get out. Like, get out. I'm
but
changing
seriously,
the
though,
screen.
like, I see Milo Ventimiglia now, and he is Jack. He cannot...
This could be a blessing or a curse in an actor's career.
Definitely a curse.
Because you do your role so incredibly well. So incredibly well.
He's Jack.
He's forever Jack. I'm like, Milo, who? He is forever Jack.
And I know it wouldn't be
That's it.
fair to actors and actresses.
Yeah.
But there
yeah.
should be a clause in a contract that says while the show is going on, you cannot be a part of anything else, especially if you're a main character. Because of this situation.
You bring such a good point.
Now, of course, it cuts out a lot of work for the actors and actresses, so that's where I'm saying that it's kind of not fair, but it's kind of like us with, like, non-compete contracts.
That's a great example, exactly.
I just think that there should be something because of the confusion factor, because of the fans that
like,
love
wait.
him so much. I literally saw him, and I'm like, whoa, this is us.
And look, super quick side note, because I think you had said this. CT used to say this, how she's like, oh my God, Milo. And I'm over here like, oh my God, Kevin. Well, oh my God, Milo. Because the last episode before it ended, that like he was playing a role when he was a little bit younger in his years. The way he had his hair in those last scenes, he didn't have the mustache. I was like,
back in the war.
woo! Come save me any day.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was like, all right, April, just take it easy, reel it in. I never really saw him in that way.
Until he's at war and he's all like rugged and everything.
We've seen older episodes of him in war, but that last episode, there was like some period in there, or maybe he just shaved or did something different for that episode. I don't know what it was. But boy, he got my attention.
And this is why we can't watch episodes of This Is Us together.
Saying. No Tissue Tuesday over here, sisters.
Let's quickly go through this list. You're going to have to rapid fire of shows that are returning and ending in 2019.
Yeah, so let me just drop some sick knowledge on you right now. This might be good news to some. You can give me feedback, yes, no, woo, whatever
but
works.
rapid fire them.
These are ones that stuck out to me.
Wait, is this returning or is this...
Okay, returning.
This is returning.
Returning next year, like next month.
Right.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
On the new channel.
Yep. Temptation Island.
Keep going.
Wow, okay. Wife Swap.
Keep going.
God, what's wrong with you? Clifford the Big Red Dog is coming back.
That's a thing?
Why aren't you more excited?
Because that's
all right,
like...
I'm moving on because you're breaking my heart right now. Blue's Clues.
Keep going.
What is wrong with you? Veronica Mars. Do you remember that?
Are these really coming? Like,
hey.
Veronica Mars hasn't been on in like 10 years, has
over
it?
10 years. Yeah,
wow.
Over 10 years. So it was on the CW. It's shooting to come back on Hulu.
Wow.
I was like saying,
I think I did know that because I saw what's her name talking about it. The blonde from Frozen.
Elsa?
No, but the actress who's married. Her. I saw her talking about it. So go ahead, keep going.
One.
Keep going.
The Twilight Zone.
Oh wow, that hasn't been on in a long time.
Like 15 years.
Yeah, wow.
Twilight Zone. Looking to come back. If you've got CBS All Access, shout out to y'all. That's a great show. I'm gonna definitely be looking forward to that.
Okay.
And biggest of all, Designated Survivor.
What? That's coming back?
Yes!
Shut up. So Designated Survivor, if you didn't watch, it's with Kiefer Sutherland. Now we can go on for like 10 minutes.
What did I tell you?
Kiefer Sutherland was on it. It was on for 2 seasons, and they canceled it. And kind of rightly so, because the second season kind of started getting a little...
It kind of went down.
It spiraled when the wife died. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was still so much potential in that show. That
so it's
I was
coming
like,
back.
Yes.
To what?
So they're looking to bring it back, which totally works for us. Netflix.
Shut up.
Yes.
Oh, that's so amazing. All right, so shows that are canceling and not coming back in 2019.
So this one, I didn't give it enough of a shot, so I kind of almost wanted it to kind of prolong a little bit more. A series of unfortunate events is ending. Never really? Did you ever read the books?
No.
Oh, I'm so disappointed.
Is that Lemony Snicket?
Good job.
Look at that.
Good job.
Okay. I'm somewhat educated.
Look at you.
Just a little.
Goodness. The bruising didn't do anything up in the cerebral area. We're fine. We're fine. This one I'm so sad about. The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah. I knew that was their final season.
I don't know where I've been living, maybe under some rock, because I
don't even
really
watch
fully
it.
Oh, it was so good.
I think I've watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and I only watched an extra episode because I was in LA and I saw the set, and I wanted to see like how it looked on TV. Anyways, keep going. So that's not coming back.
So this is shout out to 2 of our coworkers, Toby and Drew. I'm sorry, you guys are gonna have to find new hobbies. The Amazing World of Gumball on Cartoon Network is coming to an end. Does this correspond to you two?
I don't even know what you just said. Like, I could have been in Bangkok and understood more than what you just said. Go ahead.
Right, talk to
Keep
them
going down your list of what's not returning.
30-year-olds that are literally like 10.
Yeah.
That explains
well, it's
everything.
radio.
True. As I bring my mac and cheese and chicken.
Game
for
of
lunch
Thrones
today.
is ending?
Game of Thrones.
Okay, I think I knew that.
Yeah, I didn't. Mr. Robot, which I had heard was doing really good or had a lot of positive feedback from viewers. Or no?
Wow.
Okay, so this one, kind of, they blew it up to be kind of huge, and I wasn't too thrilled, but Jane the Virgin, that one's ending too.
Yeah, I hadn't
like
really...
the actress.
It's on CW, right? Yep. Yeah.
I like the actress, and wasn't the biggest fan on the show.
Huh. Was that is that the one with America Ferrera?
She, no.
No, that's
no,
not.
That's a different one.
That's something else, Virgin, right? Or is that...
kind of similar?
I don't know.
But
anyways,
yeah.
See, it did. See, the bruising is affecting the brain now.
It's coming in.
The bruising is right in the brain.
And then last but not least, saving the best or most disappointing, Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, final season.
I did know about this one, but because
and
I finally started to get into that.
I see Broad City on the list. That's kind of crazy.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that, but I know Katie watches Broad City.
Oh, really?
I know a lot of my friends had watched Broad City. Also, if I'm not mistaken, so okay, I'm not going to mention it.
No, do it.
No, because no. See, that's how you should have done with the injection.
Do it. Wait, where were we? Oh shit! Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors. Now I gotta put the disclaimer on. Why you gotta drop the S bomb?
I missed the train. Choo choo.
At Brian
train
Fink
has taken off. Choo choo.
At April on air. Remember, follow and subscribe to the Totally Spoiled podcast. If everything works out for next week's show, we have a very interesting show next week. Don't mention anything.
Kind of looking forward to it.
Have you talked to the people?
Yeah, I think we've got some confirmations.
Okay, so next week's show is going to be amazing. Hope you have an amazing week. Thank you for being part of the Totally Spoiled podcast.
Choo 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 choo.